Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Jared Carter. I will be demonstrating my senior initiative project right here on this recording, so everyone sit tight and get ready to be informed. Alright, to start out we're going to cover what my objective for my senior initiative project was. That was to create a desktop tower defense game that incorporated a resource usage cost per fire per tower mechanism, and also to create a mechanism that causes towers to gain experience points per hit and per kill, so it can upgrade automatically. So let's break down some of those innovations and some of the things that are brand new. First, I'd like to say that this concept wasn't just my brainchild, but it was a group collaboration between myself and two other fellow students, John Daniels and Chris Barbello, or Barbello, not quite sure, never learned how to pronounce that. And we came up with this concept during a class project. I really liked it. I've then asked their permission to kind of carry on, and decided to go ahead and make this a full-on game and make it kind of take it to the next level. So the first thing is a resource management. In a tower defenses, there's been a few tower defenses out there that require a resource management. For the most part, though, it's simple. Just get gold. So that's kind of the first real innovation to this gaming type, was adding on a full new resource management, not only just gold, but cost per fire, which kind of leads in the next one, the pay to fire. If you run out of a certain type of, which in my game is called plasma, your towers won't fire anymore, so they need something to fire with. And that's kind of where this comes into play, and it also has the same thing with the additional resources, that if you don't have any poison, you can't fire up and use the poison mechanism there. And the next point is experience gaining. Something a lot of times that towers are usually upgraded by using your resources, and in this case, towers are now being upgraded by getting experience. So it's like there's real people in there firing, so they need resources to fire, but then they gain experience from doing it over and over and over again, so they get better. And this automatically upgrades them, and that kind of plays into that whole system right there. Alright, so here's our game. We're going to show off a little gameplay. Obviously, here's a little splash screen with the title, so you have an idea kind of where you're at. It also kind of gives a finalized appeal to the game. Without a menu, obviously the game doesn't feel like it's finished. There are some other clickable links here. We get some credits, some instructions. But let's jump right in. Normal tower defense game. We've got a trail. We've got enemies coming in. Let's go ahead and start dragging and clicking some towers in here so we can start doing some damage. Because I was a little late, I'll put the towers down here. We've got a resource menu over here, so you can kind of watch your resources. As you can see, the plasma is going down every time they fire. That's because that's what they're firing. That's their firing mechanism. So we need to add some of our peons by just clicking over here up so that they can do that. And this will continue to keep going as things roll here. So here's our peon menu. We can add more peons, which cost 10 gold. We've got 2 idle peons, so let's add another one here. And let's go ahead and start putting some on one of the additional modifiers. We can obviously take them off if we need to by clicking on one of these. There are tooltips on these buttons to tell you what you're doing. There aren't any tooltips on these buttons. I thought they would become a little intrusive into the level. I didn't want to add them there. As you hover all the buttons, there is a feedback mechanism that turns them all green. And then if you click them, it turns it red. So it kind of gives you an idea of, hey, here's where I am. So there you go. Same thing with the towers out here. Not only do you get the turning green, but you actually get their kind of zone in which they can kill people. As you click on them, you get a tower menu. You get your level, you get a damage, you get a range, speed, you get the ability to add and remove modifiers, as well as you'll see some feedback here from this modifier. We're going to add a slow, so when we know it's there, and our bad guys will turn blue. With the poison, the bad guys will turn a different color green than they are, and as you can see, they change to a different color, like a red. So you not only can see the number of their hit points, you also get to see that they are dying. And finally, down here we've got the waves count. That just gives you a good idea of what wave you're on and where you're at in the game. Finally, I just want to add a little post-mortem as to kind of what happened in the game and maybe some things I'd like to add to it. Learned a lot making this game. I always played a lot of tower defenses, wondered how I would do that, wondered how I handled the waves of enemies, things like that. So I spent a lot of time researching that, and learned a whole lot kind of making this game, and was proud to be able to showcase some of the skills that I learned. Things I'd like to add: a level loader would be great. Right now all the levels that are hard-coded. I don't really like that. I'd like to be able to drop in a level file that's a custom file and be able to do that on the fly really quickly, and then to also offer more levels than just the one. Second thing is a scene manager. This is kind of under the hood, more for my sake, and just kind of cleans up a little bit of the code if I'm handling these different views into scenes instead of all kind of done in one of the game.cs file. Finally, the artwork. I'm definitely not an artist. I'm not here at UAT for art, so I did my best. I would like to eventually kind of add some more art to it and make the game even more polished, and maybe possibly work with an artist to create maybe some animation for the enemies, and maybe make some better towers and some better backgrounds and some better menus. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate your time.